well, let's move on to listener questions. Last episode, I think our listener question helped lead us to perpetual motion.
Yeah.
Because I think we had a debate on our Discord that just kept going and going and going and has no sign of ending.
I don't think it's going that. Which is like, that's cool. I kind of
That's a
like
great
that.
question, yeah.
What's funny is like that happened and the internet, like my computer must have seen the word RoboCop, and I started getting fed video clips of, I think it was Indian RoboCop. I'll post some links to it. It's pretty incredible.
Awesome.
But watching that, the Terminator would win.
Against Indian RoboCop.
Against Indian RoboCop, yeah.
All right, well, we don't have that question this time, but we do have a somewhat oddly fitting question for this one. If you guys check out our YouTube channel, we'll probably have a video up by then that is us reviewing the new Krispy Kreme Pac-Man donuts.
Yes.
So we did a complete review of each of the 3 different types of donuts on a Waka scale, 1 to 3 Wakas, and definitively have selected which donut is the best donut on a series of criteria. But definitely check that out. So I thought this was fitting that a couple of days ago, one of our listeners asked this. This is from Room Don Sharif, and that is, what arcade character do you think would make the best flavor of donut?
I'm going to have to assume that they saw that the donuts were coming out and asked based off of the donuts. I'm
Podouken bump, baby.
It could be. It could be the Podouken bump. First off, that's a super weird question. And I appreciate it. I like weird questions like this. What character would make the best flavor?
I'm assuming on principle we'd have to throw out any human characters automatically.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise it's just an alive situation, a Donner situation.
Well, are we assuming that, it's still a donut?
Yes. But it's what character would you think makes the best flavor of donut? I don't think he's the Dunkin' Donuts guy getting there and making the donuts in the morning. I think that they literally mean the flavor of that character in donut form.
Ooh. All right.
This is super weird.
Kirby was never in an arcade game.
Was there a PC-10 Kirby game? I can't remember.
But still, like eating Kirby?
Kirby's basically a cream puff, right?
Is there an Anpanman arcade game, Jared? That's the bread man from Japan.
Oh. I don't know.
Magic Drop, isn't that candy? What games have candy in them?
Is there a Candy Crush arcade port?
Yes, unfortunately.
Is there really?
There is.
Okay.
I think it's one of those like.
But that's not really Candy Crush.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna go Flappy Bird with my kids.
Those aren't. Well, Flappy Bird is a character, but Candy Crush I don't think is a character.
Yeah, a bass
it's a squab flavored donut.
Yes. Jared got it. He said bass fishing.
Yes.
I don't know, a bass donut. It doesn't sound appealing.
No, but
it's a meat
food.
donut. It's food. Exactly. It's not. It doesn't have to be raw or anything.
I'm trying to think of like a. I'm trying to think of like
that's basically like a fish bread sandwich.
I'm trying to think of an arcade game where you play as a fruit.
The McFish, is that what you're fillet of fish or whatever?
Fillet of fish.
No.
In a donut form. That does not sound good.
Doesn't have to be dumped in that glaze that Krispy Kreme puts on
Yes,
stuff.
put tartar on it instead.
Exactly. A waterfall of tartar sauce.
Ew, dude. Well, we know that Pac-Man did make good. I'm gonna say burger time. I want burger donuts.
We don't know what some of these creatures are made up of, too.
Pixels.
So, when they are in donut form, they might have a, sweet, creamy strawberry.
Let's just go Dodo Donut.
That's the best answer. I completely forgot that there's an extra release of Donut Dodo.
Yeah.
You are correct. There you go. Arcade version of Donut Dodo is the correct answer because it's already donuts.
Is it already donuts?
Well, you're a chef. You're a chef.
Are we eating the chef or are we eating the bird?
I'd rather eat the bird, but
are we eating the donuts in the game?
I'm still going burger time because I want burger flavored donuts.
Right.
But Donut Dodo is a fantastic
Dodo.
answer.
I was trying to, there's lots of bird representation in arcade games. I guess if I had to, I'd rather go bird than fish.
So a joust.
Joust would work too. That's ostrich. So.
Yeah.
Maybe a little tough on that one, but yeah, there's a lot of bird stuff at least.
That's a weird question, man.
That is. That's my answer. What was your official?
He said bass,
Bass
fishing.
fishing.
Okay, so you want the bass.
He
donut.
wants the fish donut. I got the burger donut, and you got the donut.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly,
I am literal.
possibly a bird donut.
Could be a bird donut, though, yeah.
As long as it's defeathered, I'm fine.
Yeah.
All right, next one is from Raymond the Frog, and he asks, the last video game you played just got turned into a pinball table.
Oh, Christ.
What are the specific gimmicks of this table, and how good is it? Are we all going to say the same game first off?
So
Well-
I think
well,
you
what's-
and I will, but I don't want to pick that because
Okay.
technically I played a different game. I was testing a game. I don't want to pick
Oh.
that. That
I don't know if
doesn't-
that counts. I was going to say, what's the poker roguelike? That
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say all
are
three of
always
us,
playing?
the last one we played, on 3, 1, 2, 3,
Balatro.
See, I don't own it yet. I avoided
Jared,
it.
don't do it. Look at me. Look at me.
You've been telling me, so I
Dude,
was like, I
No,
thought
hang
about
on.
it. It
Rob
was on
is,
sale.
Rob is new to it, so I'm
Uh-huh.
genuinely
Yeah.
curious. What I don't know if you are like into poker games or card games as a rule, but I know you like puzzle games.
I love roguelikes.
and and I know you like
So-
roguelikes.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the free game on PlayStation Plus
Okay.
for May, so I downloaded it from that. I've probably played about 3 hours of it so far. So one sitting. No,
Yes.
I did.
He's not jokering.
I did. Yeah, there's many Jokeroos in this. I did tell Adam I was a little late getting here today because I sat down. I was like, okay, I got like 15 minutes.
I got one run.
I can
Yeah.
get one run in, and I had a phenomenal run. I
Of
just had
course
a
you
great
did,
Joker combination run, and I was laying down like high cards that were giving me like 5,000 points and stuff, and I was blowing through all the blinds and everything. So it turned into like a 25-minute run.
Yep.
But no, it's a fun game. It's I think once you understand the principle of it and kind of how to cut through the first levels quickly, then it becomes a lot more interesting. And then experimenting with combinations and play styles and everything. But
So-
if you know poker and know the fundamentals of poker, then it's a very easy game to.
So when I
pick
was
up.
new to it, I didn't know this, but I'm not sure if you know this yet. You can move your jokers around,
Mhm.
and they'll trigger in the order. So you can actually if you have like a joker that would like give you more points up front versus later on, you can move it.
Oh, okay. So,
So-
like your multis, you
Yeah.
can put at the front or chips.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it would just mine always count up anyway, so I
Yeah.
wasn't sure.
Yeah, but you can like. I didn't know that either until my friend told me. I'm like, oh my god, this game never stops getting better.
I'm still trying to figure out how to when you should be skipping blinds versus not, because every time I skip a blind, I end up getting screwed.
It's
so.
essentially like farming. You just get more money. You can get better jokers and planet cards, stuff like that. So I don't want to pick Balatro. Balatro would be in a fantastic pinball machine, though. I genuinely do think
I'm gonna go with it because
Okay,
I'm
that's fine.
true to the style of the question. At least
Okay.
I'll answer that one.
Well, I don't want to.
There's a long history of card-based pinball games.
yeah.
Yeah.
And especially in the electromechanical era, they
It's-
were the best
I was
games.
going to say some of your
Well,
favorite
even
games.
even World Poker Tour is not a bad game.
No.
And that's a Stern, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
So,
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was during the era where it was kind of questionable. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, some of them were like, eh.
But you got Joker Poker, you got Card Whiz, Royal Flush, all those types of games that are all card based, and with the electromechanicals at least, some of the best have a lot of drop targets. So you have card suites of that. I think a very easy mechanic to a Balatro game would be having all those sort of combinations and those established card principles on the playfield, but almost like a Doctor Who style, pick your doctor, but this would be the Joker.
Yeah.
In each ball, you get to add another joker, which would actually cause multipliers or different effects for what you're scoring on the playfield. And I mean, you could very easily reproduce Balatro on a pinball game.
Oh, yeah.
With that combinations of being able to hit what your cards are and cashing in on those while selecting jokers at the beginning of every ball, or even like cashing in captive ball. Go ahead and go to your store, replace jokers, sell jokers, buy jokers, get some planets, try to increase your card suites or whatever it is, and produce, and all that goes directly to your score.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could do some really cool stuff with that. It'd be kind of like a jackpot / Doctor Who with the selection, and then old time card game based on fundamental pinball principles.
Yeah. So mine, I feel like, is a little bit of a cheat, but it's truly the last game I played.
It's Space Cadet.
It's Time Crisis 2.
No, it's another roguelike, but it's Penguin, which is.
Is this the penguin racing game?
No,
we were
you
talking about
remember
earlier?
you remember Peggle, where you're throwing the ball and it kind of drops down.
Yeah,
in
That's
the different
Plinko.
Yeah, I thought it was
It's kind of like a
Plinko.
Plinko game.
Okay.
Peggle was one of the old school, like one of those first. I mean, you could get it on CD-ROM or whatever shareware, but it was you try to defeat the.
It was
thing
like
and get
Zoop.
a certain score. Yes, but this is.
Oh,
This is
boy.
called Peglin, and you basically are battling. You're like this little creature, and you launch different balls that have different effects and things, and then as you hit the different pegs as it goes down, and then eventually drops to the bottom, you have a score, and that score translates to your hit points against the enemies that are at the top, and then it's a randomly generated level. And you have to get to the boss of the level, but each time you either go through levels like that where you're battling a series of enemies, or you get a question mark where it's like a mystery thing, like you come across a mirror, reflected in it is, a ghostly version of yourself that's, beckoning you to give him one of your, and I forget what they call the balls, but one of the balls, and then like if you do, you'll get a buff to it, or it'll do something negative, that type of thing. And then there's treasure chests where you can go through and you can get you're awarded different things that affect your overall gameplay. Like I got one, it was the same thing. Like, I can squeeze in a run here, and I got an effect where it would shoot out 2 balls every time, except instead of me being able to control 360 degrees of where I'm launching, it was locked into 4 positions. So I was locked to 4 positions, but it doubled the number of balls on the playfield at any given time. So
Sound like you're getting dangerously close to an Apollo 13 situation here
yes,
from a pinball
so that's
perspective.
what, between pegs and, just a massive multi-ball, even.
Do the pegs change?
You could even,
Do the configuration of the pegs
yeah.
change?
Yeah.
So you could have
So
changing pegs on the playfield.
You would need
that-
97
solenoids
drop targets,
and-
yeah.
Yeah, or I was thinking a secondary,
yeah.
a bonsai run secondary playfield.
Oh,
up
you want to
at
go
the top,
vertical, huh?
Where, you've got stuff that drops in. So you're playing pinball down here. but
And
then
Plinko
as
up top.
But Plinko up top, exactly.
I'm not a multitasker. That is way too much to do at any one time.
Business.
Yeah, but you
down
don't- I
front,
mean-
party up on the.
Just
back
like Big
box.
Guns, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like that game.
The play stops, and then you've got a ball that launches up there and
Yeah, and
picks
you
a
do
different lane,
something, and
falls
then,
in.
Yeah.
The last game, like I was testing a game here, but that doesn't really count. I wasn't like sitting down and thoroughly playing it. The last game that I played at home was TGM 4, but that would make an awful pinball machine
Yeah.
because the ball would go invisible and your flippers would stop working, or you'd have one frame to hit the flipper. That would be horrible.
Yeah.
So before that was Outrun 2. Outrun could make an interesting pinball game, but most car
Like
ones
a
aren't.
high speed. Like,
Yeah, most car ones aren't like the best. Like High Speed's an exception to that, obviously, and High Speed 2.
you should retheme Hot Wheels as Outrun
Hot
2.
Wheels is such a fun game. Yeah, Outrun 2 could be cool. I mean, you could do like the heart attack mode. You could do, I don't know. It'd be neat, but it wouldn't be like
Topper of your girlfriend yelling different things at you when you're
Yeah.
not playing as well. That type of thing.
It'd be just like the Black Knight topper, but with a woman
But it's just
saying
like,
stuff.
from the back, though. You just see the back of her head.
Yeah.
And she just
Yeah.
does this. Yeah.
Heart lights
Watch
up
your
above.
driving.
You suck. Don't come.
Kind of want a Blatro pinball now.
Yeah, after your description, I was impressed by
Dude,
that.
Jared, like this game, it's one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
Like literally, and it is the biggest time suck.
Yeah.
It's
I
dangerous.
haven't had it be a big time suck yet. So far, and maybe this is just my initial playing. Like today was probably the longest that I've gone, which was probably through 5 or 6 boss blinds.
Yeah.
So I don't know what a good length game is yet. But I find it very easy to, like, if I've got 30 minutes, depending on how many plays I get through, I might play through it like 4 or 5 times. But it's easy to put down because eventually I'm going to lose, and then I can rest it for a while.
It's what I mean is, like, there was a game that came out on Nintendo DS. It was called Puzzle Quest. It might have been on phones.
I played
and stuff
that
too.
one, yeah.
And that is the first game that I ever played in my entire life where, like, I would play it, like, me and my friends, we both had it, we would play it, and then I would stop playing it, and, like, as I was trying to go to sleep, I would, like jolt out and see, like, patterns from the game. Balatro does this shit to me. Where, like, you go in because it's not just about your jokers. You have to buy additional cards, and you have to buff additional cards, and all these different things. And, like, it's wonderful.
Different decks.
And, like, they get different buffs and stuff like that. And it's just such a wonderful thing because, like, no run will ever be the same. But you have to you have to remember what your jokers do and what your Astro cards do. And, oh, my God.
But you still have, like, probably a certain play style when it comes to card selection, right? Do you fall into a pattern where you have
there's early game versus late game,
right?
So,
where
like,
you might have like 7 aces.
Sure. So, like, the big thing is, like, early on you want to get jokers like, oh well, 2 pair will give you 5x multiplier. 3 of a kind. Later on in the game, those are useless. You want to get, like, you want to use your death card to duplicate aces and kings and things like that, and but you get tricked if you use the ones that say, hey, you can make all these cards diamonds. You're going to run into a boss where diamonds are debuffed.
Or one of my least favorite is like, oh well, all your face cards are down.
All your face cards are
so
down.
You have no idea what your face cards are.
You can only play one type of hand this time, or you only get to play one hand. It's
or some
so
bosses
fun.
will completely eliminate a card's value.
Yeah,
randomly. So you might have a straight flush and you get, like, credit for 2 cards.
It's just an absolutely, like, weird roguelike. It just works though.
Yeah.
It's super bizarre. Like, you kind of forget that you're playing poker. Like, it's almost like the cards are like characters. It's really interesting.
My issue with those is it's the one more. Like,
that's the problem.
And it's
like I'm going to play Balatro for 20 minutes and then it's 2:30 in the morning. I'm like,
but for me at least,
or it's like, hey, that 30 minutes I really should have been doing something else.
This isn't, at least for me so far, this isn't nearly as addictive as other roguelikes. Like, this isn't like Hades where, man, I got through a great playthrough. Now I got to go talk to everybody again. And then, like, man, I just powered up that weapon. I'm going to go grab that one and try to do another run just to get it even more powerful.
Normally, I don't get into roguelikes. I've never been into them ever. Like, I played Hades. It's a beautiful game. It's just, it wasn't for me. I
played a ton.
A lot of my friends have loved that series. And, like, my whole thing is, like, I don't want to, like, repeat over and over and over. But with poker, it just, I don't know, it doesn't bother me as much because it's just poker. You're going to get a new hand every time. I think my brain, it just, like, accepted it.
But I was, like, the same way for, like, Slay the Spire. Played that for a long time. And, similar. Those seem to have more mechanics where once you finish a run, you immediately power up stuff.
Right.
You're like, I got to get back in there and try this out.
Yeah.
Versus Balatro, where you might unlock new jokers, you might unlock a deck and stuff, but you're like, well, I'll save that for next time.
Yeah.
Because your decks reset every time.
Right.
All of your powered cards and stuff that you built go away.
The only thing you keep is cards you unlock and jokers you discover.
And decks.
Yeah.
So see now, Rob, you're making me think, I could handle some.
You can totally handle Jared. You're going to be
because
tired.
It was the same thing like Hades. It was like, okay, I've powered up these things. Let me just do one more run.
Balatro at least doesn't give you the incentives to go back in and do more things after your run ends.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where all those other games were like, okay, Hades, I'm going to go. I got more orbs that run, so I'm going to go, like, power this stuff up. I'm going to go talk to these people. I'm going to try to get more music. I'm going to all these different things that you did. You immediately are incentivized to go back in and start the whole cycle again.
And that's when I end up at 3 a.m,
right.
And it's like, okay, what happened?
So at least from that, and unless it gets a lot more of that sort of element later in the game, then I think it's pretty safe from an addictive standpoint.
It's just, oh my God. Every time I have like 10 minutes, I'm like, you know what I should do? I should do a run real quick.
Right, the next great American novel. Nope, play Balatro.
It's such a lovely game. I love it. It also doesn't help that it's on my phone.
Oh, right. See, I have it on my PlayStation 5, so
it's Antisa's fault because I had it on PlayStation 5, and I'm like, this is fun. And he's like, oh, dude, the best way to get it's on your phone. I'm like, no, that's stupid. And then I was at the Toyota dealership getting worked on my truck. I'm like, I should buy a Elantra. So I buy it, and I'm like, oh, God, what did I do? It's in here all of the time.
Right.
So 5.5 hours at the dealership didn't even seem like it. All for an oil
It's the
change.
worst.
All right, well, those are our listener questions for this episode. Appreciate the questions.
Yeah, thank you guys. Those are weird and wonderful questions.
Keep them coming. Sign on to our Discord. You can go to the episode questions channel and post your own, and they can be included in a future episode. And like I said before, if you want to hear our review of the new Pac-Man donuts, then
Yes.
check out our YouTube channel. Again, links to that are on our website or through Discord. Jared, where can they find you?
So normal stuff, hanging out here. I try to pop in the Discord here and there when I can. Yeah.
Adam, what about you?
Twitch.tv/PastBlaster. I stream arcade stuff. I'm not going to be able to stream time. Well, we could probably stream Time Crisis on the PlayStation port, but I'm not going to bother
1
with
and
that.
2.
What I've learned about streaming arcade like gun games is my arm gets tired. I'm sitting here like this for like an hour. I'm like, that's a tricep. I still have one of those, huh? It's not fun. But no, I stream there, and I've been trying to make more video stuff on our YouTube, which is linked in our description. Really, the best place to get us is on Discord. We always try to get in. I am genuinely impressed by the duration of that last question.
Oh, I don't think it's over yet.
I don't think it is either. That's why I posted the gif of the dude eating popcorn.
Yeah.
Like, so good. But yeah, thank you guys again for asking cool questions for us.
Yep, and you can check us out on all of our outlets there. Please join us next time when we'll talk about a game we'd really rather not talk about, but we will. See ya.
See ya.
Later.